All right, we're starting the definitional essay, and I'm going to start with a basic definition for you. Definition of a definitional essay. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so what a definitional essay does is it goes beyond a dictionary definition of a word. Usually you can define a word or a concept in one sentence, but a definitional essay is multiple paragraphs. So it's extended to include examples, details, personal experience, description, etc. Above all, it has to demonstrate your own thoughts and opinions based on your research. So definitional essays have two basic parts, and these are the two concepts that you have to know that you might not have known before to write it. First of all, you need to know the denotation of the word you're going to define. So the denotation is the direct explanation of the meaning, the dictionary definition, the one that's kind of fixed in time. You know what I mean? And then you need to consider connotation, or the ideas that the word implies or includes. So you might say that love means an affection for a person or thing. That's like the dictionary definition, the denotation. However, what does the word love imply? Does it imply loyalty, dedication, gift giving, sexual passion? All of those things are related to connotation. Do any of these not mean love for you? So you can provide kind of an anti-definition. And you can check in with the thesaurus as well. When you were juniors, we looked at the term romantic, right? And there was capital R romantic and little r romantic. And we did a similar activity where we talked about the denotation, right, as a movement, right, in art and music and literature, and the connotations that we associate with romantic, things like pina coladas and long walks on the beach, and getting caught in the rain. So that being said, your definitional essay, I'm actually going to have you all do the same term, okay? But what makes this essay unique is how you get to approach it, how you get to think about it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to provide you with several sources at the beginning to think about the word that we're going to define, okay? And then you get to find sources and think about it. So without further ado, our word that we are going to define is disinformation, not miss, dis, D-I-S. After really thinking about and researching, I thought that we could do some interesting stuff with this word. So what I'd like us to do now is go as closest to the dictionaries, but let's see how many different dictionary definitions of disinformation we can find. You might not find, like, I think it was recently added to the Oxford English Dictionary, so it may not necessarily be in older dictionaries, but I'll allow you to use your phone if you can give me some denotations. Some denotations. I'll take a screenshot of this afterwards. Hopefully it'll work nicely. All right. Okay, who's got a denotative definition of disinformation? And make sure you tell me where it's from, like which dictionary website or whatever. Hey, Joey, help me out. That's really long. I'm going to need some help. Denotation of it, false information deliberately and covertly. Spread. That's screw. Where's that from? So is that the one from the back of the shelf? Awesome. Thank you. Okay, is it the exact same or is there like a slight difference? Okay. Okay. False information intended sleep. That was the Oxford one. I'm gonna to rival power. Oh. Okay. Excellent. That's definitely different. So good. Okay. Okay. Disseminated by what? Oops. I hate it when I do that. Okay. Do I have any other ones? Yeah, Toby. Purposely spread. Where's that from? What do you? I like that there's a website called whatis.com just for those people Googling, right? That's great. I have another one. There are more. There's so many. Hang on. I'm going to move these up so I can keep them all on the same page. All right, Mike. Okay. Cool. Any others? Deliberate and keep going. How many of you had propaganda as a synonym on yours? Like, or it provided propaganda as a synonym. Anybody? Anybody? Where's that from, by the way? Where? ThoughtCo. Okay. So this word was, I think, last year's maybe dictionary, like word of the year. You know how they choose a word of the year or whatever every year. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that would be kind of interesting to take whatever the word of the year is and have students do that for a definitional essay, because that would be really cool. In the past, we've used this to think about immigration, among other things. And so the definitional essay kind of like changes. I was thinking about it when I was putting together stuff for this year, and I'm like, immigration is largely just not at the forefront of people's minds in the American consciousness right now. You know what I mean? Like any sources you would have would be really old because quite frankly, people are not moving from place to place in the same manner that they were before. So I decided that immigration was not necessarily the word to use for this definitional essay. I wanted something a little more current so that your sources could also be current. And when I found out this was the word of the year, I was like, we could do some interesting things with this. So I'm gonna save that. And I'm actually going to, hopefully I actually did get it saved. I'm gonna clear it. And what I want us to do now is a little bit different. I actually want us to, did I put it there? Sorry. I want us to come up with connotations. What are the things that like we associate with disinformation? Things that are either specific or are generalized. Like when I think of disinformation, the word that comes to mind is like propaganda. And when I think of it in a historical sense, I think about Soviet propaganda. I'm teaching Animal Farm to English 4 right now, so that's like at the forefront of my mind. You know what I might mean? Hang on a sec. I can only think one thing at a time. I'm not a great multitasker. Soviet Animal Farm. Yeah, I think specifically about like the communist propaganda. Okay, what else? Okay. Yes, thank you for that. I was waiting for someone to give me that. Awesome. What else we got? Like, what are you associating? Because I think that's. Is that kind of what you're getting at? Okay. I think that's significant, right? Like because of our First Amendment rights, disinformation isn't necessarily a crime unless it specifically actually hurts somebody, right? But as far as our laws go, it's pretty legal, correct? Yeah. Let's see. I associate it with this. What? Thank you. Thank you. And social media as a whole, agreed? And I assume you're seeing them as spreaders of disinformation, right? Am I wrong? Okay. Often social media is where stuff is disseminated. Other things, by the way, these are all really useful for writing your paper. So like, feel free to throw out as many as you are thinking. It's fine. And as far as it goes, definitional essays, connotations are up to the individual person, right? Like they're informed by your opinion and your thoughts and your values, and that's good. Like that's what this paper is about, to get to like let you explore those. You know what I mean? This paper is going to allow you to think about those things and really consider your thoughts, opinions, and reflections on this. So it's good for you. Any other words? We can add more later if you want to after we go through some of the sources that I'm going to talk about. And the first one is actually a game. You want to play a game? It's kind of a fun game. It sort of cracks me up. And I wasn't as good as it. I like to be good at games. Like, I really have a strong desire to be like good at things. I don't know about you. So we're going to go to a tab here. Yes. Huh? You're welcome to, but I did take a picture. Oh, thank you. What your mom said. I was like, no, I already saved it. Yes, please, and thank you. Okay, so my friend who teaches at the University of Illinois, I think her husband is a high school teacher, and they both used this. He's a high school history government teacher, and she is teaching as she is finishing up her PhD in children's literature. So anyway, she posted this and she's like, I'm not as good at this as I think I am. And I'm like, ooh, this is fun. And this is what got me thinking about disinformation in the first place. So you as a class, we're going to play Spot the Troll. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these images. This is from Clemson University. Is it Clemson in Georgia or is it Alabama? You would know. So you got to decide if it's from a legitimate account or from an internet troll. Okay, you ready? Welcome, real human. Troll is a fake social media account often created to spread disinformation. So each of the following 8 profiles include a brief selection of posts from a single social media account. You decide if it's authentic or a professional troll. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to scroll through this real slowly, and I want you to check it out. Okay. Can you see that pretty well? This is cringy. I love it. Okay. Is this profile a troll profile or is it a legitimate person? Okay, I think we should do a vote in order to decide which we pick as a class. So raise your hand. Is this profile a troll? How many of you think this is a troll account? 1, 2. How many of you think it's legit? Okay. Okay. Chloe is a Russian-made troll account. Hundreds of Twitter accounts like Chloe were active throughout 2014 and 2015. They were early, highly automated effort by the Internet Research Agency based in St. Petersburg, Russia. Unfortunately, the agency has gotten much, much better at its job. So we're going to look at the signs of like how to spot this. Hoax events, like a fake story photoshopped to look real. Dead horse, chemical accident, Louisiana. So like talking about this event that's like not necessarily a real event, or you can't tell if it's a real event. These fake accounts often use profile images of women in their 20s. Like they pick someone who looks pretty. Okay, That's funny. So those are actually two things. Plus, did you see her background was like Mordor hellishness or something?